Hello and welcome again to Casual Magic. So where do pre-release dreams go to die? Dominaria. This is a rough pre-release, I gotta say. I mean, even just trying to go through my packs, the deck that I built ended up going just blue-green because I didn't have enough to support everything. I mean, I had flyers, a little bit of mill, just basically another 2/1 creature out, but not enough wizards to support it. Oh boy, look at one of my pre-release guys. He's a flyer. That was helpful, but not necessarily that strong. Ramp, in a way, ramp. Just a creature to get out and get some counters. Mana fixing, prevent damage on my little wimpy guys. Enchantments to make my creatures get +1/+1 and flyers. So that way, at least I could have my elves out early, or even the flyer, or not the flyer, but the other Llanowar scouts. I could have them out early, not necessarily doing much of anything, but then if for some reason, let's say they got like a 3/3 flyer, then suddenly this thing's a 2/4 flyer, and then they've got an issue. So doing that, Deep Freeze to basically lock down the threat. Song of Freyalise, again, plenty of mana. Didn't necessarily have a lot to go into. Time of Ice, I didn't get to draw this as much as I wanted to. This is actually very, very useful to lock down creatures and then eventually dump them all back to their hands. So I had a lot of fun with this one. This Song of Freyalise, it's okay just to get a bunch of mana, but Time of Ice was really fun. I really liked that one, and for an uncommon, it was actually surprising. Adventurous Impulse, again, just get creature, mostly in my cases. Broken Bond, just to get rid of something for a bit of removal. Card draw. Karn's Temporal Sundering, not the best, but to be honest, I had so much mana ramp. Almost every single game I drew this card. And in some games it helped, in some games it didn't. But in foil, it is absolutely beautiful. So, definitely not the most expensive card in the set, but memorable. I am happy with this one compared with the other one, because this one is your, I forget which weekend it is, but anyways, it's this weekend, the release weekend promo with alternate art. So there's basically going to be 1 billion copies of that card in print, and it's probably going to be the least valuable one of the set, so oops. Gift of Growth, the nice thing about that is you can kick it, so for 4 mana, you can get +4/+4 and untap the creature. So I was doing this where I could have something like a little 1/1 flyer, or one of the 2/2 enchanted elves flying, get through, and then suddenly pump it and swing for 5 or 6 damage. So that made it kind of brutal. I wish I could have had more. Opt to draw cards, Hinterland, Harbor, and then Forests and Islands. So that's what I had for my deck. Now, beyond that, it was rough. I mean, it was just so many support cards of one sort or another, and then not necessarily a ton of good creatures to support it. Mesa Unicorn, I went up against that in one game that I lost. At the end of the game, just for spite, I double blocked it, and then I used a pump spell to kill it because it was this plus equipment on it, so that way it was, I think, like 5/2 with lifelink. I mean, it was just brutal. Garna, some use, but I, again, didn't really necessarily have enough to support it. Yeah, Blood Tallow Candle. No, 1 to get out, and then 6 mana later on to give something 5/5. Just, I'm not going to wait for that. I probably could have used it, but again, it was so limited. I just would rather have a creature instead. Fire if I can say that right. Fire Elemental's okay. Valduke, cool, but I didn't have a ton of useful equipment. If I could have had something to give my creatures some sort of buff or vigilance, lifelink, anything, it would have been helpful. Sphinx just cost too much. Homerids, no. Demonic Vigor, cool card, but as far as black went, I had this wizard, a spirit, which cost entirely too much. Some fungus, the Funky Cat Warrior, a couple more fungi, Human Cleric, Cast Down, so good removal. Torgar, cool, but I didn't necessarily think I had enough in black and red to get him out. I mean, yeah, I suppose if I could put out more of the Thalids to get the fungi tokens, or sack them and then get the fungi token and make him cheaper to get out, sure, but I didn't want to put all of my strategy into just one creature. I wanted to try and go wide as much as possible. Yargle, yay! I'm happy that I got Yargle. I'm sad that I didn't get to use him, but man, a 9/3, that's just so goofy. It sounds like fun. Plus, I'm really looking forward to using him in my Crush deck, where a +9, awesome! It's going to be great. Varric's Bladewing. This was one of the first ones I opened up, and to be honest, going back to original revised packs that I was opening up, getting a Shivan Dragon was a big deal. So to return to the plane of Dominaria, or back then Dominia, which is now I guess everything, it was cool. It was cool. It's like, oh, it's a dragon. It's so nostalgic. That's awesome. But then as far as red went, wizard, spell, 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 and the enchantment. And that was it. And I didn't really have enough useful stuff. I mean, there's a creature, orc, that's a 1/1. There just was not really enough to support it. And then you already saw one dual land. There's another dual land. There's another dual land. So out of the cards that I drew from my pre-release packs, not including the promos, out of the 6 packs, 3 of them were dual lands. That did not help me. And when I made it to the 3rd game, I won my first 2. When I made it to the 3rd game, and a guy who was going Knight Tribal, he just wrecked me. And I was talking about my deck and his deck and what else he got that didn't use or didn't go well with his deck, but were still very, very strong cards. I said, yeah, 3 of mine were dual lands. And he just basically said, oh my God, I am so sorry. And I understand that like they have long-term value, but as far as helping me out at that pre-release, not so much. Really, some sort of monster, creature, or saga would have been very, very helpful. And the last one, it was really, really close. I ended up losing that one 2-1 as well. But the guy said, your deck, for not having much in it, has a lot of synergy. And I said, well, at least having those pump spells and enchantments, it basically gives me the flexibility to make any kind of useless small creature mid-game suddenly a viable threat again. And I kind of enjoy playing pre-releases that way rather than just wait for one big creature. So overall it was fun, and did it on a business trip. It just happened to work out, so I could get a little bit of free time, and I didn't go to a pre-release in the summer. So the prize support was a pack per win, so I got 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and open them up now, because I could do a couple other videos of prize support, but, you know, it's only 2. It's not like a giant thing for work, so let's see what I got. Time of Ice, good, and already have it. Diligent Excavator, good, and I already have it. Goblin Barrage, and the rare, hey, cool! Narumeha, Master Wizard, Flash, 3/3. When Narumeha, Master Wizards enters the battlefield, copy target instant sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Other wizards you control get +1/+1. That is going into the Wizard EDH deck that I want to redo. I want to make some changes in that thing and make it viable, so that's going to be fun. And my other ones, let's see, where do I start? All right, so Spore Swarm, another Skizik, Shield of the Realm. So I've got 3 of those now. And hey, ever a Helicon Witness. 4/4 lifelink. Exchange your life total with ever Helicon Witness's power. So I was seeing online there was some way to abuse this thing where somehow you're doing a bunch of lifelink, you get up to something like 30, somehow you make her unblockable, and then basically you just swing in and switch your life total, and suddenly you do, you know, a lethal amount of damage. So it's got some fun. In a life gain deck, that definitely has some room to play around with. I think I'll put that in my Trostani deck. Cool. Actually, I would have enjoyed either one of those in my pre-release more than some of the cards that I had. Oh well, such is life. So, that was my Dominaria pre-release. I hope you got to go to a pre-release event this weekend, and I'm looking forward to my work event coming up in the next couple of weeks. So, stay tuned for that. And until next time, good luck.